Hey family, welcome and welcome back to my channel, honeys. Thank you so much for joining me once again today. If you're joining us for the very first time today, welcome, mommy. Thank you so much for joining us, honey. And please don't forget to subscribe to become a part of our little family. Okay, so on this channel, baby, we share everything ESL, lifestyle and travel. But lately we've been maneuvering into other things like basically living abroad. So if this is your type of content, don't hesitate to join us, okay? Just click subscribe. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to do. In fact, let me just give you a few seconds to do so, okay? So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I know you did. Thank you so much for that. And if you are a returning member of the family, thank you so much for always coming back home, baby. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Guys, you will not believe it. We are on 1,000 subscribers. What's up? What is this? What is this? Fam, I never expected it.
I never expected it.
Like, guys, it was not so easy getting to 1,000 studies. However, we are there, and to me it's screaming, baby, you are doing something right, fam. It says that we are doing something right, and I am hoping to give more as I receive more, because the love I'm receiving from you guys, it's crazy. I'm thankful. I don't even know what to do with myself, because what? Anyway, I don't want to waste time, fam. Today we're speaking everything Vietnam. We're talking Vietnam, baby. Apparently the government has introduced something new called a pedagogical certificate, okay, for English teachers. And I just want us to go through this. I want us to look at what this is exactly. And before we get into the topic, I want to ask you a simple question. 1, are you aware that countries always upgrade their requirements? Like, it gets harder and harder each and every single year to get into different countries, especially for this very saturated market of teaching English abroad. And number 2, I'd like you to answer these questions in the comment section, okay, baby? So number 2, do you think this is the end for English teachers in Vietnam, working on moving to Vietnam, or even thinking about moving to Vietnam? Do you think this could be the end? Okay, we're gonna get deeply into this, baby, as we go on and on in the video. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, mommy. Grab your popcorn. I mean, I know that today I'm not giving the popcorn vibes. We serious, baby. Okay, so maybe just get your glass of water or coffee, sit down, let's talk. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into it. So before I confuse you, let's just do a quick recap, fam. Remember that the traditional requirements, these are requirements that were needed initially before they introduced this new pedagogical certificate need. Okay, so remember that 1, they needed a TOEFL certificate, 120 hours TOEFL certificate. Yeah, that's what they always asked for, and they still do, okay? And also a degree. It could be a degree in education or a bachelor's degree. But one thing I've learned about these countries is that they're very flexible when it comes to degrees. So whether you have a degree like a BA, a Bachelor of Arts, or a different degree, it doesn't really matter, because sometimes they say any degree, but you do need to have a degree, okay? And the other one for Vietnam is a language proficiency certificate. And if we try to recall from way back, remember that this also is new. It's a recent thing. Teachers who moved to Vietnam like quite a long time ago will tell you that this was never needed. A language proficiency exam was never needed. But now, if you're an English teacher trying to move to Vietnam, you do need a language proficiency exam, right? So it's getting harder, baby. As I said, it's getting harder. And now there's this last thing that they need, a pedagogical certificate. So baby, let's get into what it is. What is a pedagogical certificate? So honey, a pedagogical certificate is a certificate that goes beyond language proficiency, okay? So it's just a certificate that dwells more into the teaching strategies like classroom management. So basically this one turns you more on being a good teacher. And I think that is a very good addition. Honestly, I mean, don't fight me, don't come for me. I'm just being honest here, because when I first moved to Taiwan, and as I said, I teach in Taiwan, I I knew nothing at all about education. And then I enrolled for my master's, and that's where I learned about a lot of things, from the most basic things of creating a lesson plan. I mean, my lesson plan was a mess when I first moved to this country. I didn't understand anything about Bloom taxonomy, about how even the learning outcomes, how you need to arrange them from lower order thinking to higher order thinking. I never thought about the teaching methods, the types of learners and stuff like that. I knew nothing about teaching, and I learned as I was learning that it is very important to know stuff about teaching, because it is going to be difficult. Okay, sometimes you may be convinced that you are a good teacher and that you are doing correct things. Wait until you really learn what you are supposed to do. Wait until you get professional training. Then you will realize that, okay, I've been failing students. So right now I'm a much more confident teacher. In fact, I say, give me any type of students. Let me show you that I'm a teacher. And I'm very proud of myself for actually being open enough to just developing myself, getting into the master's in education program and just doing my thing, man. It's exciting. It's amazing. And one thing I can confirm is that I am growing as a teacher. So I think that this is a very good addition. Yes, as I said, it delves deeper into the teaching strategies and everything, classroom management. So it is not very difficult to acquire. You can get it online. I mean, even on Allison, and I would like to give you a disclaimer, guys. Allison is not paying me for this, but I did realize that they do have this kind of a certificate. So it's not far-fetched, okay? You're not going to struggle to get it. It's very easy to get, so you just have to work on it. And I think it's a very good addition. Honestly, you will benefit a lot from this, okay? It will actually guide you. It's better. It gives you what a TEFL certificate doesn't give you, okay? Okay, so answering the second question, about whether it is over for English teachers planning to move to Vietnam, or those who are in Vietnam already, or those who have been thinking about moving to Vietnam. It's not, honey, because the certificate is very easy to acquire. So all you have to do is to get the correct documents, okay? So I think that they are just trying to get to a different level. It is not hidden. It is not a hidden fact, guys, that Vietnam has grown so much in terms of being bilingual, that they speak English. They are doing better. Ever since they brought English teachers into the country, they're doing better. So I want to believe that they are happy with where they are, and they're trying to move to a different level now, because everybody's just moving to Vietnam and teaching English there. But the question is, are teachers moving to Vietnam really good teachers? I understand for people who are actually professional teachers, like people who studied education, I understand. But for people who didn't study education, is a TEFL certificate even enough? Does it actually train these teachers to be good teachers? Does it train them to handle things in the classroom? Does it give them the necessary skills? I want to believe that it doesn't. That's why the Ministry of Education added that one requirement, which is actually very easy to acquire. So I don't think it is the end for English teachers in Vietnam. What I think is that teachers just need to make sure that they have the correct documents. In fact, from time to time, teachers should work on developing themselves, and work on being the best teachers. Being a good teacher is not enough. You need to be the best teacher. And of course, getting there is also very hard. You don't just wake up as the best teacher. You need to work on that. You need to actually learn a lot of things. You need to be ready to, in fact, you need to be ready and willing to learn and unlearn. Okay, so yeah, moving on to the next thing for people trying to move to Vietnam. These are the requirements. I know I mentioned them, but I was saying a whole lot of things, and I'm just gonna mention them right now, okay? 1, you need a TEFL certificate, 120 hours or more, okay? And number 2, you need a degree. So of course, schools differ. Some schools really want professional teachers, like people who studied education, but other schools are not very fussy. If you have a degree, you're good to go, and if you're from a native English speaking country. But also the good thing about Vietnam is that they do hire non-native English speaking teachers, okay? Non-native English speakers. So relax, baby. If you are a non-native English speaker, planning to teach English abroad, Vietnam is one of the destinations I'm going to advise you to look into. Okay, so number 3, you will also need your language proficiency certificate. Okay, so this is some type of test or exam. I really don't know what to call it, but as the name suggests, it's a certificate that just shows that you are proficient in the language, okay, in English. Okay, and lastly, this pedagogical certificate, as I said, it is very easy to acquire. Of course, you can go to school full time and get it. However, it wouldn't be a problem if you present the one that you got online, just like your TOEFL certificate. Okay, so yes. Those are the things that I needed. And please don't forget that you don't have to present documents just like that without legalizing, without authenticating, actually without doing all this difficult things. Oh my God, guys, is there anything more difficult than law jargon? Like, okay, but before I get into that, baby, before I explain this process, if you're still watching up to this far, you know what to do, baby. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't understand why you haven't. So I'm gonna give you a second to do so. 1, I know you did. So yeah, you need to authenticate, you need to legalize, you need to notarize, you need to do a whole lot of things. I'm gonna just list them here, okay, for you to see. But these are things that involve, you know, going to the embassy to get your documents stamped, going to maybe your country's high commissioner, getting them stamped. It's a process. It's a long, exhausting process. However, I'm gonna write it down here because if I try to say it out, I might just confuse you, and I don't want to do that today. I mean, I can confuse you on many other days, guys, but today is serious, and I'm not willing to take a risk. Okay, this is serious stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna just list them down here. So yeah, these are the things that you will have to do with those documents. Okay, so now let's assume that you are done with this process. You can apply for whatever positions you see, and don't forget that you need to prepare your CV. Update your CV, baby, okay? Don't be lazy. Try to use the correct words. I don't know. I think I'll create a video where I share how the CVs should be written, okay? So yeah, do update your CV. Create an introduction video. I have already shared tips on how you should perfect your introduction video, your demo lesson as well. And then of course, attach your processed documents and just send them through. I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next video next Wednesday, baby. Same place, same time, and same babe. Bye. Thank you so much for joining.